What is up, guys? My name is Coriola, and welcome to episode 14 of my Out of the Park Baseball 18 franchise with the Arizona Diamondbacks. And we are here today at the midseason of the 2021 season, and we are not doing so well. We are 22-37, 16 games back in the West, and also 11.5 out of the wild card. We have the worst record in the National League and second worst in all of baseball. So, and the big reason for that has been our starting pitching. No, only one pitcher has an ERA under 5. It's been bad. Our offense has taken many steps back, except for, Jake Rogers, who I'm really happy about. Higashi is doing well, but besides that, only one other person in our starting lineup above 250, and that means it's time to sell. We have a deep farm system, and so at the trade deadline, I'm going to look to get rid of some guys that we can easily replace, and it might be time, I hate to say it, after we just extended him, to start looking at Paul Goldschmidt trades, because he's coming up very close on 10-5 rights. And let me double check how long we actually have before that. I don't know how many days are in 1 year of service time. They can only earn 172. Okay, so I think we're good up to... Well, actually, it's the beginning of June, so a month from now will be... So right around the trading deadline is when he will get those 10-5 rights. So if we can get a good return for him, I think he'll be good up until the All-Star break. It might be time to start looking at that. I did call up David Hamilton. I sent down Keston Hiura at the beginning of the year because he was hitting poorly. And now he's hitting really well in AAA, and it might be time to give him a shot. I called up Clay Casey, who's done solidly well for us. God, I mean, Dwight Smith has the third best average in our lineup. We don't have anyone to send down unless it's Brock Holt. But my chair is being really loud. I apologize. This is not a good chair. Infielders, Sierra is hitting poorly. Gill is hitting poorly. I think Mathias should be getting some starting time over Luis Sierra. So I'm going to send down Sierra and call up Hiura. And see if that helps at all. Christian Vasquez has not hit well. Anyway, first year player draft. We have the 21st pick. Probably I would like to get a good starting prospect. I don't know who's going to fall to us. So let's go through the top 10. Seattle takes Jeff Silverman, a pitcher who looks pretty good. High school righty. Number 1 overall. So unless it has already happened in this series, it would be the first time. Cincinnati takes Pat Turso, whom I like quite a bit. Good. This looks like a really good hitting right fielder. Oakland takes John Evans, the guy we just looked at. Good hitting. Good hitter. Jeremy Lane, center fielder, to Baltimore. The Detroit Tigers take a pitcher, Mike Schaefer. Looks solid. Nothing about those ratings to complain about. Miami takes Cale Eberhardt, who is my favorite prospect, pitching-wise, so we will not be getting him. The Chicago White Sox take Bobby Prince, a second baseman. The Colorado Rockies, our division rivals, take Jamie Johns, a center fielder. The Minnesota Twins take Sergio Corona, a 2-star pitcher with good OSA rating, so I guess they see something that Theo does not. And Kansas City takes a pitcher, Josh Garrison. So let's simulate to our pick. We've got an interesting guy in Brad Jaffe available. Right fielder. I'd probably wait till like the second or third round to take him. Kanye Standberry. His name is Kanye, so I kind of have to draft him. A closer, a first baseman, a shortstop who I like kind of a lot. Another shortstop who I also really like. A third straight shortstop who I really like. I like Joe Lackey the best. But, I mean, all the shortstops I draft don't have power. Gill doesn't have power. Hamilton doesn't have power. Sierra doesn't have power. So let's see what Theo recommends. Steve Hartman, I believe he was the first shortstop we looked at. He is. I like those ratings. I really don't like... Oh, the OSA ratings aren't even that bad. Starting pitching's obviously a no-go. Although I definitely am taking a chance on this impossible guy. Funny story, in my Royals save, I had an impossible guy who demanded a $20 million signing bonus, or else he would go back to college. Alright, so the other shortstops are all gone. We could get first baseman, pitcher. I like this pitcher, Brad Hearn. Control is a question, but I definitely like him out of all the guys available. And if Boateng is still available at round 3, I think I'm going to take a shot on him. Alright, round 4. Pitcher. Impossible pitcher. Ooh, Mike Beating. I like those ratings quite a bit. As long as the power pans out, he could be a very nice first baseman. Alright. Kevin Curry, Juan Oka, Paxton, Bobby Taylor, Dan Thornton. I like Dan Thornton. And I will pick Dan Thornton. I believe this is 5th round. Yep, so that's all the guys who get bonuses. And I will let Theo or our assistant GM, whichever one does that, finish off the draft. So, in this Royal save that I talk about way too much, I learned that it's always better to go with your gut than go with scouting director recommendation. But when the scouting director recommendation and your gut line up, then it's a good sign. I really wish you could see my face right now. It's exactly like the guy in my Royal save. It's the exact same thing. Like, holy shit. Oh. Like, I really hope you can hear me because I'm saying some really important stuff right now. But, oh man. The worst part is I'm thinking about it. Alright, I really hope you could hear what I said when I was really far away from the microphone in shock. But it says significantly above 19. We don't have that much money. I will offer him 10. I am not confident he will take that. I mean, if I were a 3rd round draft prospect and I got offered $10 million, I would totally take that. Yeah, this guy's gonna be like a top 5 pick next year. Anyway, I took the chance on him. It does not look like it has paid off so far. And so we will get a 3rd round pick next year. So I will see you back at International Amateur Free Agency. Alright, we are back on the 2nd of July, and even though we have more recently lost 2 straight, we have just come off of an 8-game winning streak that has propelled us into 4th place, out of the cellar, which actually might hurt us in the long term. But this is it. Really? Okay. So let's look for guys we like. I like the first shortstop. And that was it. Alright, so what's 8.5 times 2? 1.7? 17, I guess. But yeah, I liked you, and I liked the center fielder after you. So 1.5 for him. As you can imagine, our big demander said no, and will be re-entering the draft next year. Anyone else? I'm remotely interested. I'm remotely interested in you. And nope. You. And I will be giving you $1 million. So, I think that's it for international free agency. It does not appear we have any personnel leaving after the season. Let's see. Nope. Our scouting director. Isn't available, personnel expiring supposed to show up today? We have to simulate. I thought that was on international free agency. It might be on draft pick. Or it's just 2 random days later. Alright, Theo. I want to bring back Theo. Unless there's just a super genius. How good is our trainer? Because that's a really good trainer right there. He's kept us healthy this year. I'll let him stay. Alright, but I really want to see if there's a stud scouting director available. There's this guy who doesn't... I've seen this a lot. They just don't have ratings, which is kind of confusing. If he had a scout amateur rating, I would totally just say, fuck you, Theo. Alright, who have we drafted under Theo? 2016, Keston Hiura, good pick. 2017, Cole Sands, bad pick. 2018, David Hamilton, jury's still out. Jorge Salazar, bad pick. And Hartinen. You know what? I didn't want to hire Theo in the first place because it's kind of cheap. And I felt bad for hiring him because, he has a job. The only reason he's a free agent is because they don't have his job in the game. And so he's not a member of the Cubs. So I'm going to let Theo go. I think it might be bad, but I think it's a realistic. I'll bring back our bench coach. Why the hell not? I think it's more realistic this way. I felt bad hiring him in the first place, and I will now right that wrong. All right. So we got our 3 guys. Time to promote everyone else from our... Oop, why am I there? From our international team. I normally only promote 18-year-olds, but we got this 5-star 17-year-old who's almost 18, just a month away, and I think he should start in the minor leagues now instead of having to wait a whole nother year. Plus, it makes our farm system look better. So, we will promote these 11 players. What about this other guy? He doesn't... Man, this dude is 3.5 years younger than me. That's really weird to think about. The number 2 overall pick in this year's draft. Hunter Green, who will be a superstar. And is already, super, trying to be a social... he's trying to be an icon for the African American community in baseball because there's not a ton of African American baseball players. That is awesome. The dude's 17 years old. That's how old I am. That's crazy. he can throw a pass from, or not a pass, a throw. He can throw a baseball from one end zone to another on a football field, on a toss, not even like full. It's just unbelievable. And he's my age. He's probably born in September, July, young for the class of 2018, but still, it's ridiculous. Eovaldi will be a free agent next year, and I think I should trade him. I have no money. Also, Brock Holt is definitely not coming back. Did I say this? I sent Keston Hira back down because he wasn't starting, and I didn't want to ruin his service time. Also, Wade Davis is back on the Royals. It's hilarious. Motherfucker has a 4.05 ERA. It's in the All-Star game. I almost said World Series. Not in the World Series. San Diego. Holy crap, they've got like all these All-Stars. Should have picked that guy. Where are my All-Stars? Arizona. Young is an All-Star. Higashi is an All-Star. He's also 28 years old. I don't want to trade him, but we could get a ton back for him. I'm not trading Higashi. But we have to consider it. I'm going to shop him around, and if there's something that blows me away, I will consider it. And if there isn't something that blows me away, I'm not doing it. Daniel Murphy was the first one. Not doing it. Nope, not a chance. But I would like to trade Duffy if possible, if I could get some value from him. Definitely want to move Nathan Eovaldi. Maybe Julio Teheran. Like, maybe just time to blow up our rotation. Vasquez, I want Jake Rogers playing. He's hitting better. Who else? Dwight Smith and AJ Pollock. I want to trade those guys. So we're not trading Paul Goldschmidt. That is for certain. So I'm going to simulate up to the start of the Phillies series and take a look around for some potential trades. I'll cut out then and then cut back either with something or without something. As Vargas was injured, I forgot to mention that. That's why we called up Hamilton, but Hamilton's going back down because Vargas is back. Also, that's one thing I noticed. Where's Adam Hazley on this list? Is he injured? Unless I'm just like drunk and he's in the major leagues. That's right, I moved him to center. Did I? I don't even know. Stupid mosquitoes. Anyway, he's hitting well. Probably should put him in a position that, like, stop. I know the overall doesn't matter, but like in this case, it kind of does. I want to bring up Adam Hazley because he's hitting really well in AAA. One thing that makes me mad is even if people are better in center field, sometimes even if you set them to left field, it like says, no, they're like I'm really struggling. Archie Bradley is about to go on the DL. That's not good because I didn't want to trade him. We had to have someone left in our rotation. Fuck. That's bad. Well, shit. Damn it, Archie. Why you gotta go get yourself hurt like that? Fuck. Who we got? David Lee. We'll be back in 4 days. We will call up David Lee in 4 days. So we're just going to have to get through the Dodgers series. One player down. That's fine because Bradley's start won't come up until... Fuck, man. Why my whole pitching staff getting injured? Why is I'm about to trade everybody else? I'm not going to have a starting pitching staff. I want to trade Tehran. I have Bundy. And that's about it. I have Lee and Bundy, but that replaces the two that are injured. And if I trade Tehran and Eovaldi and maybe even Duffy, at this point I might be stuck with Duffy as we get swept by the Dodgers. Simulate one more day to get David Lee off the DL. And welcome to the big leagues, David Lee. Haha, congratulations. I really wish you were still in AAA. I also would like to look to trade Socrates Brito so that I can call up Adam Hazley. All right, I will be back. Nope, we're not done simulating to the point you want to simulate to. I don't care. I don't need to simulate these 2 extra series on camera. I'll be back with trades or not. All right, so I only simulated 1 day, but I am at a point where I'm ready to make some trades, and I was just like, I don't want to simulate these days, so I'm just going to shop around now. So first one, and definitely the biggest one, involves sending Julio Tehran, Socrates Brito, 2 half-star pitchers, and Christian Vasquez to the White Sox for Chris Oakey, and Tyler McGill. If you've seen Leverage, you will get that reference, and if you've seen Leverage, I love you because that's a great show. So we are kind of stock loaded at catchers because we have Miguel Amaya, Jake Rogers, that one guy in AAA. His name is Jose Herrera, and Clint Coulter. But having too many catchers is never that big of a problem because catchers are super valuable in this game. Like catcher, shortstop, and center field are the premium positions. And Tyler McGill is a good young starter. He's 25 years old, earning the minimum. I think this is a great trade for us. And complete. There's our first one. What are people upset about? They're actually happy. So, yay. That's the 40-man. Wrong one, Baker. Okay, next one. And actually, I have 3 more trades, but they're all kind of connected. 2 of them are giving up the same player, and I have to decide between 2. First one is Nationals A.J. Pollock for Max Scherzer, which I would do if I traded Danny Duffy. Scherzer's only on a 1-year deal, and Pollock is on has a vesting option, basically 3-year deal. And giving up Duffy to the Royals, I could get this right fielder Steve Ashby, or to the Mets, get this shortstop Cecilio Ibar. And I think I like the Royals trade better. So, I don't think Duffy's going to get me a qualifying offer after the season. He's going to get me a qualifying offer after the season. This changes things. Alright, yeah. I guess I'm just doing the one trade because I'm not trading Duffy now, which means I don't need to trade Pollock for Scherzer now. So, yeah. I will call up Adam Hazley. And what else do we need? Wait, why do we have 6 out? Because we have Casey and McPherson, that's why. McPherson's hitting terrible. He can go to AAA. We will call up another infielder, which we desperately need. Luis Sierra, welcome back. And it looks like we need a pitcher now. Doesn't have to be a starter. Barrett's hurt. So Jared Miller or Kevin Munson. I'm going to go with Jared Miller because he's younger. Oh, I'm out of water. I'm really thirsty. That was weird. I apologize. Alright, anyway, let's simulate through the trade deadline because I think that one trade got rid of the guys I wanted to get rid of. So, success. As Dylan Bundy's out for 5 weeks. Beautiful, beautiful. That trade didn't really work out for me, but at least it didn't work out for the other guys either. So I guess it's Kevin Munson's turn to come up to the majors. All right, we got 3 games against Chicago and then 3 against Philadelphia. Take the first. Game 2, we lose. Game 3, the rubber match, we win. So we take the series. Now 3 in Philadelphia. Game 2 is the trade deadline. We are done with trades. We win the first. Only 13 games out now. Game 2, we win. So we win the series. Can we get the sweep going up against Aaron Nola, who's having one hell of a season? We lose 2-0. All right. Get shut out. So, yeah, that's it for this episode. David Lee's getting a ratings boost even though he's, doing terrible. All right. Interesting. We might call up Anthony Banda. I forgot about him. Whoops. Anyway, that will do it for this episode. I hope you guys did enjoy this mid-season edition of the Diamondbacks franchise, and I will see you all next time for what is most likely the off-season, but a very small chance of being the pennant chase. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Goodbye.